What have I been telling you guys? To plant your fruit trees in fall or winter so you can harvest good quality fruit sets in the following seasons, in spring and summer. Although I gotta say, for a young tree that you plant for the first time, it may take a few years for the tree to reach full maturity and to become productive, and you can harvest a good quality fruit set from it. Now, this year we have this Tomcat Apricot in the backyard. It's been in the ground for quite a few years, and the root system is very well established. And in spite of all the problems that we've had this year in the Sacramento Valley because of a drought situation and water shortage, it put out a pretty respectable fruit set, and I'm pretty happy. So let's try actually one of these fruits. I can hardly contain myself. Let's see. Oh, this is super nice and ripe. Well, let's see. This is a phenomenal piece of fruit. See, the chicken actually is making noise. The juice actually is flowing right out of it. Wow. Now, back when I was a kid, we used to collect all the apricot seeds, and then in the end, we would have a whole bunch of these. We would crack them open. We would consume actually what's inside the shell. But I've read some articles that it's not that healthy, and they might contain some poisonous chemicals in them. But the short tasted great. I'm gonna give this a try and see what it tastes like. But try them at your own risk. Let's try this. But I'm gonna take another bite. Oh. So, the main reason as to why you plant a fruit tree in your backyard is primarily because of the flavor and the taste. Although I have to say that these ones also have the eye appeal as well. Just a beautiful piece of fruit. It's got some blemishes, but it adds some sort of uniqueness to the fruit actually. So what I have to say is usually these sort of imperfections and blemishes that make something unique. Ultimate perfection, in my opinion, is not that attractive. I like blemishes. I like things to be different, to be shaped a little bit different, and that actually makes it pretty unique and gives it its individual character as well. Yeah, so plant your fruit trees in fall or winter time so you can always harvest good quality fruit sets in spring and fall. No, as I said, just take a look at this. The juice is just coming right out of it. Oh. Anyways, Tomcat Apricot is a very productive fruit tree. I'm not exactly sure if these are 100% surf fertile, but they do put out a good fruit set. I think you'll be able to increase their yield if you plant another apricot of a different variety so they can cross-pollinate and so on and so forth. Yeah, I'm going to collect the seeds and crack open the shell and see what the inside tastes like. If it tastes good, I'll let you guys know. Otherwise, I'll just throw them away. Anyways, Tomcat Apricot, wonderful fruit tree. Now, for 5 years, I was taking vitamin C supplements, ascorbic acid. And then I came across an article that said that you can't really assimilate vitamin C, you can't really make it bioavailable to your body without consuming calcium. So 5 years, pretty much down the drain. And then I started taking vitamin C supplements with calcium, ascorbic acid with calcium. So I did it for another 5 years until I came across an article that said, well, you can't really assimilate vitamin C without calcium and also DHA, an omega-3 fatty acid. So another 5 years down the drain, I started taking vitamin C, calcium, and DHA at the same time until I came across this. It's a beautiful piece of fruit, apricot. Vitamin C, DHA, ascorbic acid, which is vitamin C, calcium, magnesium, all kinds of minerals, and anything that we're going to discover in the next several thousand years. Always, always go to the source and cut the middleman. Always go for the natural source of anything. Wow, terrific. Now, I'm going to provide a link in the description that is the result of a study that's been conducted to really assess the differences between the bioavailability and medicinal value of plant-derived and fruits-derived vitamin C and their synthetic counterpart, which is synthesized ascorbic acid in a laboratory. Now, there's one part in the article that really addresses a very significant difference, that plant and fruit-derived vitamin C, they provide protection against oxidative damage of your leukocytes, which are part of your immune system. So that's a well-researched study that actually tells you that there's a big difference between the two. So the plant-derived and the fruit-derived vitamin C, they provide protection against oxidative damage for your leukocytes, your immune system. Now, I'm pretty sure that there are thousands and thousands of differences between the plant-derived and fruit-derived vitamin C and the synthetic form, but I'm not going to wait for the scientific establishment to convince me that there is a major difference. I know that there's a difference, and I can taste it when I pick a cherry off a branch and consume it myself. I know that this is far more bioavailable than any synthetic form of vitamin C that I may consume as a supplement. Just look at this beautiful seed. And this contains all the genetic information to grow another sour cherry. Phenomenal. Now, I made a video a short while ago in which I talked about sour cherries, and it's a good idea to plant sour cherries. They're extremely productive, they're self-fertile, and some people actually commented and messaged me that you can't really grow sour cherries in the Sacramento Valley because it's just too hot, it doesn't, it's not very humid, it doesn't rain as much, and I don't really have to convince those people that you can grow sour cherries in hot climates. With written words, all I have to do is just show you this. So this tree has been in the ground for maybe 3-4 years, and I mean, just take a look at the fruit set that is put out. I know it's a respectable fruit set. It's not that every branch actually is filled with sour cherries, but I'm pretty happy actually. I'm pretty satisfied. Now this is the English Morello sour cherry, which is also, it should be really called the Persian sour cherry because it originated in Persia, in Iran, and then it was actually exported to other parts of the world. But I'm going to try one of these sour cherries with you. So my prediction that just like any other Persian sour cherry, it'll be sort of sweet, sour, astringent, all at the same time. Let's see. Oh. Now, if you're not used to eating sour cherries, you might regard this as an acquired taste, something that you're going to get used to over time. But for me, this is the best tasting fruit ever. This is something I absolutely crave, and just a fantastic flavor. I mean, you can feel that your body is absorbing all the vitamin C's and all the nutrients and all the minerals, and yeah, it's just you gotta consider yourself blessed to be able to consume fruits, whether you plant a tree yourself and you harvest the fruits, or just go to a supermarket and you pick up some great quality fruits and consume them afterwards. With the same amount of money that you're spending on fast food, sandwiches or burgers or whatever, that are pretty much of zero nutritional value. They're devoid of anything that is of benefit to your body. You can actually spend the same amount of money and get yourself great quality fruits. And you know, if you're not used to consuming fruits, you can always kind of juice them and consume them that way. That makes them pretty more concentrated and kind of more nutritionally available to your body. So anyways, don't underestimate the power of nature and the power of plants, the fruits and herbs and so on and so forth when it comes to self-healing. So yeah, I highly recommend, if you have a space in your backyard, I highly recommend planting a sour cherry. And you know, in a late spring you can harvest the fruits, and these are just quite remarkable. One of the best tasting fruits ever. Now, in contrast to the Persian sour cherry that I just talked about, that is got different flavors kind of combined together, can be astringent, can be sour, can be sweet. This is the Montmorency sour cherry, and it's strictly a sour tasting cherry, and I absolutely love this one too. And let me try one, and we can see how it differs from its the Montmorency, the Persian sour cherry counterpart. Oh yeah, this is extremely sour, but the flavor is just so intense. It's just quite fantastic. Let me try another one. Yeah, when it comes to sour fruits, I can hardly contain myself. It's great. Pretty rich source of vitamin C. Another fruit that I can think of that resembles to this in terms of taste and the sour taste is the purple leaf plum. Purple leaf cherry plum, actually, I think I should call it, that grows in the, you know, most parks, state parks in the Sacramento Valley. And you can, I think also in the movie theaters as well. Around the movie theaters, a lot of times they plant those purple leaf plums, cherry plums, so you can go harvest those yourself and wash them well. And the taste is pretty similar to this, and those are extremely sour as well. But if they're sour, it tells you something, that they're a good and rich source of vitamin C as well. Oh. Absolutely phenomenal. Wonderful, wonderful.